Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber, and this is Books and Beaches. So it has been a minute since I have sat down to film because I have been trying to get over bronchitis. So finally went in, made sure everything was good, and I am slowly on the mend. Still waiting to get back in the gym, but every day it gets a little bit better, and I didn't cough my whole workday today. So I figured, why not sit down and film something? And I have my new addition in my light here. I'm super excited. That was a gift from my parents. It says Life's a Beach. It's probably a little hard to read in here, but I'm pretty excited about it. So I come to you today with my picks or my favorites from the new releases coming out in February of 2023. So I have 8 books to talk about today, all kind of randomly coming out in the month of February. And yeah, these are ones that I'm excited about. There is a lot more that's coming out in February, but these are the ones that are standing out to me. So let's go ahead and jump in. This first set of books comes out on February 7th, and the very first one is Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes. I have read the Me Before You trilogy and The Giver of Stars, and I really enjoyed them. So this one looks pretty interesting as well. It says it's a story of mix-ups, mess-ups, and making the most of second chances. Who are you when you are forced to walk in someone else's shoes? So I believe our main character's name is going to be Nisha. She is normally used to the seriously wealthy life, it says, but her husband asks for a divorce, and she kind of has to give up her glamorous lifestyle. Someone ends up stealing her, or accidentally taking her gym bag, not stealing, sorry. And she says she tries to walk in this person's Kristen Louboutin shoes. Oh, actually, that's where we bring in a second character. I'm doing a terrible job at this, and I'm even looking at Goodreads. You can tell it's been a while. And it says at the end here, it's going to be full of Jojo Moyes' signature humor, brilliant storytelling, and warmth, and how one little thing can suddenly change everything. So looking forward to hopefully picking that one up. The next one coming out on the 7th as well is Codename Sapphire by Pam Jenoff. I have read one book by Pam Jenoff for sure, and that is, I think it's in here somewhere. It's The Woman with the Blue Star, and I really like that one. This one is also World War II, and I looked at this one because the tagline on here is kind of really getting to me. And it says, a woman must rescue her cousin's family from a train bound for Auschwitz in this riveting tale of bravery and resistance. It looks like it's going to be based in 1942. Our main character narrowly escaped Nazi Germany, but she was on a ship to America and it was turned away at the port. So she goes to live with her family in Brussels. I don't want to read too much more into it, but it definitely sounded like an interesting World War II historical fiction, and I loved The Woman with the Blue Star, so definitely looking forward to that one coming out. And then the very last one coming out on February 7th is actually a collection of short stories. And this one I found out about because I get emails periodically from Amazon about authors that I have followed either on Goodreads or on Amazon or whatever it may be. And this one is Unknown Caller by Lisa Unger, because I follow Lisa Unger. I really liked most of her thrillers. But the collection of short stories is called We Could Be Heroes. And so let me pull up that page here. It looks like it's going to be a collection of 5 Kindle short stories. So it's only going to be available, I think, on Kindle and Audible. It says one of them is Pigeon Tony's Last Stand, and that's by Lisa Scottoline. Unknown Caller by Lisa Unger. Trouble by Janelle Brown. These Cold Strangers by J.T. Ellison. And Kill Night by Victor Methos. They're all looking to be anywhere between like 50 minutes to 100 minutes long read-wise for, I would say, both the Kindle and the audiobooks. So, and actually, let me look here. It says the Lisa Unger one, which is Unknown Caller, the one I'm the most interested in. It says it's the haunting short story of how one woman's heroic vocation hides the secret guilt she's tried to bury. So I saw that. I was like, and I do believe these are going to be part of Kindle Unlimited. At least I know the Lisa Unger one is. So if you're a Kindle Unlimited member, look forward to that. And that, like I said, is coming out February 7th. I did not see any books on February 14th that I was interested in. So the next couple I have are actually coming out on February 21st. The first one is I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Mackay, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. And I'm just going to pull this one up on Goodreads. And let's see. It's the easiest way that I can get descriptions for everybody. The cover on this one is kind of neat. Looks like the letters are like dripping down. I'll obviously insert it here. And this was actually named a most anticipated book of 2023 by Time Magazine, NPR, the Seattle Times, Good Housekeeping, Today, Southern Living, and Crime Reads. So you know this book is being like looked forward to. And let's see, a successful film professor and podcaster, Bodie Kane is content to forget her past, the family tragedy that marred her adolescence, her 4 largely miserable years at a New Hampshire boarding school, which is why this one caught my eye. I like some of that like dark academia feel. And the murder of her former roommate, Talia Keith, in the spring of their senior year. Though the circumstances surrounding Talia's death and the conviction of the school's athletic trainer, Omar Evans, are hotly debated online, Bodie prefers and needs to get sleeping dogs, or let sleeping dogs lie. And it looks like they're going to invite her back to this school to teach. And I don't want to know too much more because I like to go into my thrillers a little bit blind. But it sounds super interesting, and I love a good boarding school story. So that one coming out on the 21st, like I said. The next one coming out on February 21st is one that I have heard a lot of people talk about, and that is The Writing Retreat. And I believe it's Julia Bartz. Yes, Julia Bartz. And it's been compared to The Plot Meets Please Join Us, and it's a psychological suspense, which kind of a buzzword for me there. And it's a debut. That's another thing that I think has stood out to me every time I've seen or heard people talk about this one. It's about a young author who attends an exclusive writer's retreat that descends into a nightmare. So I'm assuming it's going to have some isolated thriller trope type vibes. I don't want to read too much into this one because I prefer to go in not knowing my thrillers, like I said, but looking forward to that one. Now, these next couple then, I have 3 more to talk about, and these come out on February 28th. The first one is The Angel Maker by Alex North. I am actually pretty excited because I just got approved for an arc of this one. And I have read at least one other of his books, if not both of them. I know I have them on my shelves. But, it doesn't help when I click on the wrong book to tell you the description of this one. I apologize. Let me type this in here. Oh, well, technology at its finest. There it is. All right. The cover is really neat on this one too. And it says a dark, suspenseful new thriller about the mysteries of fate, the unbreakable bond of siblings, and a notorious serial killer who was said to know the future. Yeah, definitely sounded interesting to me. Set in the English countryside. And actually, on Goodreads here, it says even like the #1 thing is horror. So yeah, don't want to know too much more. Like I said, I just got approved for it. I'm really hoping that I pick it up. Next, coming out on February 28th is a YA called Missing Dead Girls. And this one, when I was doing my research, now I shouldn't admit that when it comes to YA, and I probably have already said this before, I do tend to stray towards like the thriller, horror, mystery side of YA. And this one is by Sarah Walters, and it says, "What is friendship without a few secrets?" Uh, and actually on the cover itself, it says, "Friendship is a killer." And it says, "It wasn't Tilly's choice to leave Philadelphia, but after everything that happened junior year, her mom insisted the quiet suburb of Willow Creek was the perfect place to get a fresh start, to put the trauma and the rumors behind them." So I don't want to read much more. Sounds super interesting. And then the final book that I have that's coming out in February that I am interested in and wanted to put on my list was The Island by Natasha Preston. Now, I have read quite a few books so far by Natasha Preston, and I know I have a few more on my list that I want to pick up by her. They have been hit or miss for me, but I still find them to be interesting, and I do have to remember that they are written for a YA audience. But this one, like I said, is called The Island, coming out on the 28th, and it says it's going to be a pulse-pounding read from the undisputed queen of YA thrillers, and they said goodbye to their friends and family for the weekend. They weren't counting on forever. It's going to be a private amusement park for the very rich or the very influential. And it looks like we're going to have 6 friends, all of whom, or 6 people, all of whom are social media influencers with millions of followers, have been invited for an exclusive weekend before this park opens. And they're going to get a VIP treatment, but I'm assuming something. It says, but soon they'll discover that something's missing from their schedule, getting off the island alive. Sounds super good. So those are all 8 books that I am looking forward to coming out in February. Do you have any that I should add to my list? What are you looking forward to? Are any of the ones I named ones that you're looking forward to coming out in February? Let me know in the comments below. As always, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.